I recently did a video on 10 countries to never win any Olympic medals ever, and folks seem to like it. So today, let's count down 10 surprising countries that have never won a gold medal at the Olympics. For clarity, these countries may have won silver or bronze medals, or both, but they've never won the gold. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Let's get into it. Number 10, Lebanon. First joining in the Olympic Games in 1948, Lebanon has participated in all but one of the Summer Olympic Games since that time. For those wondering, they boycotted the 1956 Olympics due to British and French involvement in the Suez Canal crisis. And interestingly, they have been represented in all but two of the Winter Olympics since that time as well. But despite all these appearances, Lebanon still has 0 gold medals to their name. All told, they've won 4 medals in their history, 2 silvers and 2 bronzes. But they haven't won a single medal since the 1980 Games in Moscow, meaning that they are now over 40 years since their last Olympic medal. 3 of their 4 medals have been in wrestling, and it's one of the more popular sports in the country since the mid-20th century, so maybe that's where the gold will come from next, maybe? Question mark? Number 9, Paraguay. Though this country has only competed in a single Winter Olympics, the 2014 Games in Sochi, they have been at every Summer Olympic Games since 1968, other than the 1980 boycott of Moscow. But sadly, despite all this time, they are still without a gold medal. That said, they very infamously came very, very close. The country won a silver at the 2004 Games in Athens when they lost the men's football final. They lost 1-0 against Argentina. So sad. That's actually a huge achievement when you consider how popular football is globally and how many strong teams there are around the world. That being said, that silver medal is not only the closest they've come, but it's the only medal the country's ever won. So while that final may have been a great showing, it's basically been their only Olympic showing on the global stage. I'm cheering for you, Paraguay. Let's do this. Number 8, Cyprus. This nation has sent athletes to every Summer and Winter Olympic Games since 1980. Yeah, this warm island in the Mediterranean has also been at every Winter Olympics since Lake Placid in 1980. It's crazy. And they've had a fair number of athletes going, consistently seeing 15 or so athletes at each of the Summer Games for more than 40 years. However, they still have zip when it comes to gold medals. Hopefully the name Pavlos Kontides is familiar to you. Sorry if I destroyed the pronunciation there, because he's the only medalist in Cyprus's history, winning a silver medal at the 2012 Games in London for sailing. They also had another near miss for a medal at the 2008 Olympics when a dude lost the bronze medal shoot-off in men's ski. So close. But sadly, the gold has eluded them from the start. Hopefully someone can break through soon. I'm just going to take a quick pause here from the video to ask you if you're willing to, if you're liking the video, could you like it and subscribe to the channel? It would really help me out a ton and YouTube loves it, so thank you in advance. Number 7, Tanzania. This country has only won 2 medals in their entire Olympic history, both being silver medals in athletics and both being at the heavily boycotted 1980 Games in Moscow. So sadly, their only 2 Olympic medals came without the majority of the biggest nations to compete against. And equally sadly, they still didn't get a gold medal. I actually found Tanzania's overall medal count to be surprisingly low, as I feel like I frequently hear about the athletes from the country in the track and field events especially, but perhaps that's just my poor memory acting up on me again. Unfortunately, since the country has been sending 10 or fewer athletes to every Olympic Games for the last 30 plus years, it seems unlikely that that gold medal is coming home anytime soon, at least from a probability point of view. That said, I will be very happy to be proven wrong. Number 6, Kuwait. I included Kuwait on the list today quite deliberately as it's actually a really interesting and unique story because an athlete from Kuwait has actually won a gold medal, but there's obviously a catch, otherwise we wouldn't be talking about it. I apologize in advance for butchering this pronunciation, but Fihad Al-Dihani won a gold medal at the 2016 Olympics in the men's double trap shooting. Way to go, Al-Dihani. Not only is he a Kuwait citizen, but he's actually an officer in the Kuwaiti military, which explains the awesome shooting skills. However, he had to compete at the 2016 Olympics as an independent athlete, as the Kuwait Olympic Committee had been suspended by the International Olympic Committee for the second time in 5 years due to what they called governmental interference. So his gold medal didn't officially get awarded to Kuwait. How sucky is that? Other than that, the country has 3 bronze medals to its name, 2 of which also belong to Aldi Hani, as he medaled in 2000 in Sydney and 2012 in London. The guy is a stud, but no gold medals for Kuwait, sadly. Number 5, Sri Lanka. Sending athletes to all but one Summer Olympics since 1948, Sri Lanka has a long Olympic tradition that has unfortunately resulted in 0 gold medals, which is mind-boggling when you consider they have a population of more than 22 million people. You would have thought one of those talented citizens would have brought home the gold by now. Sri Lanka has won 2 total Olympic medals, both silver medals, and both in athletics. The most recent silver medal came in 2000 at the Sydney Olympics in the women's 200-meter track. This was the famous race where Marion Jones of the USA blew everyone out of the water, but she eventually was stripped of her medal after, massive steroid use. And to make the lack of gold medals even more agonizing for Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan runner finished only 1/100th of a second behind the gold medal winner. That is so darn close, it hurts. Number 4, Iceland. 2 silvers, 2 bronzes, 0 golds. That is unfortunately the Olympic history of Iceland. It's actually a history that dates back way further than I expected, as they first competed in the Olympics way back in 1908, and they've competed in every Winter Olympics since 1948 except for one, and they've been at every Summer Olympics since 1936. That is a crazy good Olympic tradition. Ironically though, at least for what is perceived as a cold weather country, all 4 of their medals in history have actually come in the Summer Olympics, where they have a silver in handball, a bronze in judo, a silver in men's triple jump, and a bronze in women's pole vault. My fingers are crossed for our Icelandic friends. They have a surprisingly long and proud Olympic tradition, so hopefully a gold is in the not so distant future for them. Number 3, Malaysia. I had to stop and take a pause when I found out that Malaysia has never won a gold medal. And it's not like they haven't been close either. They've won 13 total medals, 8 silver and 5 bronze. They have been so close so many times. How have they not put one on the board yet? At 13 medals, Malaysia holds the unfortunate distinction of being the country with the most total Olympic medals, but without a gold medal. So sad. And it's most especially surprising that they haven't won yet in badminton, as Malaysia has a long tradition of excellent athletes in these events. So much so that of their 13 total medals, 9 have come from badminton alone. This seems like a matter of when, not if, and here's hoping that the next Olympics is the one that gets it done. With a population of over 33 million people, this many citizens have waited long enough. Number 2, Barbados. Come on, I don't believe it. Barbados has never won a gold medal. It's wild, but it is sadly true. In fact, Barbados has only ever won a single Olympic medal, but at least it was a good one. It was at the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, a bronze medal in the men's 100-meter sprint. If you're only going to win a single medal, it might as well be in one of the most anticipated marquee events of the Games with potentially the highest global viewership. What a stage. This lack of gold medals is despite the fact that Barbados has competed at every Summer Olympic Games since 1960, except for that infamous 1980 Moscow boycott. I gotta believe they eventually get themselves a gold, but at the last Olympics they only sent 8 athletes, so statistically it could be a ways away. Number 1, Saudi Arabia. I had to look this up about 5 times to make sure it was right, but it's absolutely true. Saudi Arabia has never won a gold medal. Wow. Now, some of this can be explained by a few facts. First, they didn't compete in the Winter Olympics until 2022 because, they don't do much in the way of winter sports in Saudi Arabia. So they only had the Summer Olympics in order to win a gold medal. Also, hurting the medal count is the fact that the country did not allow female athletes to compete in the Games until 2012. So that's going to hold them back as well. To date, Saudi Arabia has 2 silver medals and 2 bronze medals to their name, most recently in the men's judo at the 2020 Tokyo Games, but zip in the way of gold medals. I gotta figure they eventually put one up on the board. If they can build a city in a straight line in the desert, you gotta figure they can win a gold medal at some point. So there you go. That is my list of 10 surprising countries that have never won a gold medal. There are actually many, many more countries that haven't won the gold medal before, so let me know in the comments below which ones I missed that you think deserve inclusion. Otherwise, until next time, stay golden, my friends.